on.
This is broad music right here.
Do your documentary. Open the door. Open the door for me, please.
Welcome you to Broad Music, home of Carl Worf.
Okay.
Drum teacher extraordinaire. Mr. Wolf at work. Yes, yes, yes. Many, many drummers have passed through these doors. Some of the greats. Joe Morello himself
Tony Williams, just to mention a few.
has come down to discuss drum techniques with Carl Worf, alias Columbo Forte. What time you be back home? From where? Three o'clock, I'll be home. Okay, bye. Yes, the man. Here we get a bag.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Might take a shot from here.
Just keep going, Wolf, and let Michael move around.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all, Michael. Just keep swinging, Michael. Just keep moving.
They don't sound as good as the other bands on late night TV, like Arsenio's band.
I'd rather see you play acoustic drums.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying the electric percussion, the electric drum set is good for coloring on the cake. You gotta have your regular drum.
That's
set
right.
also.
Go get it, Vic.
Well, what is the advantage? Tell me, what is the advantage of electric set?
In this day and age, Vic,
They're a nice compliment.
Victor,
In what way?
Victor.
They add to the set nicely.
Huh?
They add to the set nicely, but I wouldn't want a whole set of them.
Wait a minute, because you want to get Wolf trying to.
This. Let me ask you this now. Is it the same? Tal Farlow was playing an electric guitar, and then Tal Farlow puts the electric guitar down and plays the acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Is the difference between his acoustic and electric the same as you playing on acoustic drums and electric drums?
Yes, because I would believe you approach the instrument differently. Your approach to the way you're going to play and what you play and the way you think is totally different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So my preference, of course I'm dated,
No, you're
would
not.
be acoustic.
Right. I'm not dated, and my preference is acoustic.
I'm acoustic. I think electric, I think the biggest curse in music is when the electric instruments came out. I mean, I'm still saying that, Mark, and I say it in all seriousness.
It is to a degree because, like I said, you go see a guy in a club now who reads the book, gets a manual, figures out how to program this computer. All of a sudden, this guy sounds like God. Like they said, oh, that's God. No, that was Buddy Rich.
He just thinks
that
he's
was
God.
He was trying to be Buddy Rich.
No, well,
Right.
you see, I heard when I used to go to Birdland, and there was a trio in the quartet playing up there. It was no amps. I mean, these guys, Blakely was playing acoustic drums, the guy was blowing horn, they had a microphone with a little speaker on the side. I saw Morello here, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, there was only about 10 people left in there. And the quartet's playing, no amps. The four guys are blowing up there. It was the greatest thing you'd ever want to hear. To me, my knowledge.
When you used to hang around Morello, right?
Yeah.
Well, he used to come down here, right? And you used to go, what? Did you go see him play?
I used to go watch him play, and I used to go to his house.
Go to his house and hang out.
Very close.
Well, when you guys talk drums, I know you talked a lot of technique, probably. You talked about a lot of technique, but like...
All we talked was technique.
All you talked was technique.
You know why?
You didn't have to talk
That's
about...
all Joe wanted to talk.
But well, wait a minute. First of all, be honest. Now, you're a good player. What can you talk when you talk drums? You can't talk. You can't pick my mind. I can't pick your mind.
But we could talk your phrasing, your ideas, your
Well, to me, Mark,
utilization of different sounds and whatnot.
to me, this doesn't make any sense. Let me tell you why it doesn't make any sense. Rather easy. You could absorb what I'm giving to you because you had a talent to do it. But as far as anybody teaching you, they've got clinics, they've got all this. Now this one boy of mine is going to this clinic in New York. I'm anxious to see what they're going to teach
Yeah,
him.
me too.
In other words, he's paying $350. The kid is ambitious, he's got good chops, he reads, he can play. But does he have, we would have had a discussion, I had a discussion today with Priscilla talking about his stepfather, and we happened to mention guitar players. And I said, oh, she said, they're showing the tape in Japan now, Lou Mecca, of his stepfather. And he was surprised at the tape. It's going big in Japan. And there was two other guitarists on with him. So one of them was Tal Farlow, who was great, and the other, and I mentioned to him, I said, I know of a guitar player that was great that never got anywhere. He said, who? I said, Sal Salvador. She said, that's the one that's on the tape. Now, Sal was a great player. He never made it. You understand what I'm saying? No, he was good. I know a lot of kids that go to Harry Leahy. Leahy's a great guitar player.
But what kind of teacher is he?
He's a good teacher.
Okay.
But you can't say to a guy, use this progression and play. The progression has got to come from him. Like one day, one of the greatest things I heard Mr. Bennon say, the guy should teach me a fill-in. Bennon said, I can't. Fill-in comes from within you.
So getting back to Morel, like you said, you never, what you discussed was technique with him. You never really, you never got down to like, well, you know, phrasing.
No, all we talked about was the fundamentals of drumming, how to best get the best thing. We talked time.
Right.
We never talked solos because it's ridiculous. And during the course of the thing, he said, Carl, what's this thing? What's this samba? I don't know how to play this. Teach me a samba. And I said to myself, I'm teaching a guy like him. It's ridiculous. So I taught him to play a samba. But what I'm getting at is, we've discussed this so many times. Big players today are teaching for money.
Right.
Because they know what they're teaching.
Me and Michael went to a music store to buy a videotape. I said to the kid, I says, do you have this? He says, no. I said, do you have the Zildjian tape? He said, yeah. But you're not going to like that. It's not a teaching tape. It's just their performances. I looked at Michael, I said, you're a fool. Their performance is a lesson.
Of course.
That, I mean, once you get to a certain point, that's what it is, right?
If you could understand what he's putting down.
Of course.
In other words, if a guy plays and you know what he's doing, you're going to do it. If you don't have the feel,
and if you technically can't understand what he did,
you can't play it.
Okay.
So, what is it? Take it in college. A guy goes to school, he studies medicine. He comes out, he winds up in the VA hospital. Another guy makes $250,000 a year. He's a great doctor. He's got a great pair of hands. And that's the same way with playing. You want a better example? Artie Verderam, a kid that come up to see you. I put this kid against anybody as far as technique is concerned.
Joe Morello student.
Yeah.
Got on a drum set.
He can't play.
Got on a drum set, he rushed more time, and he flew around the drum set.
And he can't play. And when he was with me, he was just as fast as he was after he went to Morello. It was simple for him to go there. Because once you got the basic way of doing the thing, you do it. See, this is the thing young drummers or young people will not accept. Everybody thinks they could learn how to play. You can't learn how to play unless you got a talent. Anybody can't be a baseball player unless you got the talent, or a football player.
They can learn the fundamentals, the basics, all the rudiments, but
why is Lawrence Taylor considered one of the greatest in the world? And there's millions of guys that audition every year for his job. They haven't got it. A guy like Sims, or a guy like Montana can throw a football through a hoop across the street. You could stay with this guy for 6 months. He'll never throw the football anywhere near him.
Before you go on for a lesson, let me ask you one last question.
Look, I don't say that I'm right 100%. close to it.
Going back, what year was it around when you first met Buddy Rich and you sat in on your drum set?
19.
Be careful not to date yourself.
I know you're recording. I would say
Looks good for
about
75.
1938, 39.
And what was that story? The guys, everyone was looking at. You were hot at the time, and everyone wanted to.
Oh, I don't want to say what he said.
Let me tell you a story.
No.
So I'll tell you a story. You correct me if I'm wrong. At the time, you were pretty hot. People were coming to see you. So now they got jealous. They were always trying to bring someone into top forte.
Yeah, and they brought in.
So they brought these guys in all the time trying to chop you.
And they brought the king in to chop me.
All these guys came in. No one could chop you. All of a sudden, the guy comes in one day. Now he's supposed to be a friend, but now he's really wants to give it to you.
Yeah.
He goes, Wolf, I got a guy that's gonna get you today. You said okay. What'd you say to him? If the guy let the guy go play.
So I can learn something.
I could right.
And it was no shame because the guy was as
Well, what
great.
did you say to yourself at the time?
I said he was great.
Yeah, but you said something else.
Oh, about the guy that brought him in?
Well, yeah.
Well,
no, not about the guy. About Buddy Rich. What did you say in your own mind about Buddy Rich?
At the time, I said he would be the greatest player of all time.
Where is this, down Newark?
It was the White House in Newark. About 1938, 1939.
Once he came in and played your drums.
And then he came up 3 times during
said,
the week.
oh.
He said, and he was the most fantastic thing I ever heard.
But at that time, you said to yourself, "That's it. This is."
And when I heard him play, and then that's when I learned a lot of natural ability.
I got it already.
You want to get it now?
No, he
though.
got it before.
Yeah, but you want to get a little bit on the screen now.
I'm gonna fade.
I learned a lot of natural ability.
I got it already.
You want to get it now?
No, he
though.
got it before.
Yeah, but you want to get a little bit on the screen now.
I'm gonna fade.
Be classified.
Right. Well, when I
There
used
you
to
go.
go to Gene Krupa in the Metropole years ago, I used to always go to the company. He's one of my favorite drummers
Thank you.
of all time because he had such a great feel. And I said, Mr. Krupa, you really play fantastic, but what do you think of Mr. Rich? And he said, forget it. Buddy does what I do, but only 5 times faster. And they were his exact words. And guys like Dino Dinelli, Carmine from the Middle Foot, they used to hang in the Metropole. They used to hang. I used to speak when I was 15. Thanks so much, Krupa. But then,
What are you doing, Mike?
Trying to capture the truth feel.
Feel?
Yes.
Feel of the room.
The essence.
This is the room where it all began.
This is where everything happens.
This drum pit soul. Look at this.
Look at these things.
This is where it all starts. 1 and 2 and 3 and starts out just like that.
Tap and rebound.
Then rebound, man. We do some paradiddles. There's some single stroke rolls.
Show us the left hand rollover.
Then we do the Carl Worf left hand roll over.
When I was 17,
Yeah.